What up? What up with you dudes? What's up with you? What up with you dudes? What's up with you? Govment cheese. Don't eat that govment. It tastes good when you put it on some bread. And you put it on some potatoes. Then you put it on your plate. And then you put it on your tongue. And how it tastes good, but it ain't no good for you. Don't eat that govment cheese. Don't do it. I'm going to tell your mama you've been eating that govment cheese. Don't eat that govment cheese. Don't eat that govment cheese. I'm going to see who eating govment cheese. Somebody eating govment cheese. Who out there? Who eating that govment cheese? It's peanut butter and jelly. Somebody eating that govment cheese. And get real serious. Somebody be eating it. Because the government been handing it out. Getting everybody govment cheese. They know it ain't no good for you. Made up of a bunch of things that we don't even recognize. I don't even know how to say some of those words. So I know it ain't natural. Government. I need that govment cheese. Govment cheese is anything that look good, tastes good, but ain't good for you. That car you want, shoot, that car you want look good, drive good, but it ain't good for you. It might got some rims on it. So I'm gonna tell y'all something. I'm gonna tell you what happened to me. I bought a used car and it had rims on it, right? Now I lived in what we would consider a high theft area. Government. And I needed a car. So I went down a lot. It was a Mercury something. Nice car. Nice interior and everything. So I threw down my cash, boom, bam. I was like, yeah, got it. I'm gonna get these wheels. So that's what I did. Went, drove it home, parked outside my car. Didn't take long till people kept breaking into it. It'd be the same people breaking into it. They'd break into it the same day. It got so bad that I would catch people in my car, breaking into my car. There's nothing in there. They took everything out of it. I just leave the car unlocked. Then one time I was standing there watching a guy break into my car. I was like, now this is some govment cheese right here. So I don't have rims on any of my cars ever since that. I don't do what's up, whoever just joined. It's that govment cheese. Thanks, big dog. You know what I'm saying? That's how I do, man. I do the NYC, baby. I rock. I got a bunch of them, too. I got a black one right here, too, man. Ew, govment cheese. Yeah, man, I don't play. It's my favorite. I also got a Kango. Don't hate. I rock a couple Kangos. I got a black Kango here, too. Don't hate, appreciate. Yeah. That's that New York style, man. I'm not from New York, but, you know what I'm saying? I'm from Pittsburgh, but we get a lot of flavor from them. Yeah, you got to. You got to, because a lot of stuff come out of New York. You would be silly not to. You know what I'm saying? You'd be missing out on a lot of stuff, just like a lot of stuff come out of Chi-Town. A lot of music. A lot of music come out of Chi-Town. I've been to Chi a couple times. Took a road trip. Well, you know, people sometimes don't join till a little later. I usually don't get no more than 7 people. 6, 7 people. I average about 3 or 4 people. I don't get a lot of people on my streams. But I make the stream anyway, and then I post it, and people are welcome to look at it later. I wouldn't say they're hating on me. I'd just say that people might have other things to do You know, I got 13 and a half or, 100 subs. You know, some people are just busy. People are busy, so I don't never cry about how many people are on my stream. I wait about, 7, 8 minutes. If nobody gets on it, I'll finish my topic, and then I'll either erase it or I'll post it, and people can look at it later. That's just the way I look at it. Yeah. Yeah, Big comes on all the time. You know what I'm saying? So, I average about 3 people. The most I ever got was 7. And I'm okay with that, because we talk about all kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying? This because I don't feel like doing my homework, so I just go ahead and chat it up with you guys. It's cold outside, so I ain't going out there. You know what I'm saying? I'm a little under the weather. Govment Cheese. I just telling people that Govment Cheese is what I call something that looks good, it tastes good, but it ain't good for you. And it could be anything. And it might just not be good for you. You know what I'm saying? I was talking about how I went about this used car and it had rims on it. Oh man, what's the degrees in Chi right now? What's the degrees in Chi right now? Because it's probably like, there was snow on the ground when I woke up. Everything was snow outside. So there's probably 40 degrees. Nah, 30. Nah, it's probably, there's still a little snow out there. So it's probably 25. Yeah, about 30 degrees. Yeah. We about the same, but Chicago winters are, y'all have an Antarctica up there, man. Y'all got Antarctica up there, man. I don't see how y'all do it. Couple times I've been to Chi, couple times on business. One time I went up there with the homies, drove to Chi because we wanted to, yeah. Yeah, you guys are screwed. And I went up there because I wanted to hear some house music. So we was up there. So we went to this club, right? And this is years ago. Went to the club, and guess who was in the club? Spreewell. Freaking Spreewell was in the club like, yeah. He pulled up in a Lambo. Yeah, he pulled up in the second lane, got out with the suicide doors. Somebody jumped in, parked it. He was in there like, we was like, is that Spreewell? Cost about $20 to get up in there. Yeah, Texas weather, man. I got some family that live out there. I got some family that live out there, man. Oh, it's 40? Yeah, I got some family that live in Texas, man. Yeah, Spreewell was in the club. I'm glad he wasn't in there choking people. That dude was off the chain, man. That dude was straight up off the chain. But he was in there kicking it. We kicked it, man. We stayed there for about 2 days, went to another club. Some warehouse-like club, man. Big joint. About 3 or 4 floors. DJs on every floor. We were just in there. We lost our damn mind at all that house music. Women everywhere. These chicks was deep, man. These chicks, y'all Chicago chicks, man. Yo, son, they scare me. What's up with who? Fab, as in fabulous? Yeah, these chicks scare me, man. Like I'm from Pittsburgh. I live in Ohio right now, so I don't live in New York. If you talking about Fabulous, the dude who's about to do some time for threatening people, the rapper Fabulous, is that who you talking about? Because that dude is on that Govment Cheese right now. And hey, as far as Fab is concerned, I'm not from New York. I've just been there a couple times. But as far as Fab is concerned, the rumor been out that Fab was a killer. I heard about Fab 10 years ago when he was out, that Nah, I don't live there, man. Nah, man, I don't live there. I live in Ohio, man. I do not mean to mislead nobody. I live in Ohio. But I've been heard that Fab was a killer. You know what I'm saying? Like a killer. You know what I'm saying? Old smooth Fab with the glasses. Yeah, Fabo. And there's more than one Fabulous too, but that's the Fabulous rapper. There's another dude named Fab out there. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that dude, yeah, he threatened some people, man. Yeah. He on it, man, but he been a killer, man. According to the rumor mill. You might have to check in on Rock Rant or World Star or something like that, because that's where I saw the story on World Star. He was threatening some people. Yeah. I do about that business, man, but no, I ain't in New York, man. I can't. Listen, I'm one of them dudes who will openly admit that I don't think I would make it in New York. I don't, because I'm way too laid back. Yeah. Threaten some folk, man. And I believe it. Listen, I used to watch that goofy show, Love and Hip Hop, when Jim Jones' his girl Christy was on there with her fine self, but she complained all the time. I couldn't stand it. And Christy was pissed off at one of Fabulous's hoes. she was a hoe. Yeah. Yeah, he better cut that out. Somebody Fab about that business, man. You better cut that out, though. That's why I can't live in New York. I can't, because there's too many wild people out there. Too many wild people that try you, man. They just try you just to try you. Anyway, I'm gonna finish this story first, man. So basically, Fab's baby mama and the hoe was all at the same table, and Christy was there, but Christy was friends with Fab's baby mom, and the hoe was talking about, I was banging Fab when you was with him, but I didn't know you was with him. I'm sorry that happened. Christy looked at the hoe and just came out of nowhere like, wow. It was, yo, Christy, because the baby mama is a passive. And you can tell that the baby mama was like, whatever, it's whatever, let's just keep moving on. But Christy was like, hell no. Christy leaped up. She caught this chick by her hair. Yakka, it was hitting her like a freaking dude. Even with people on her, Christy was like, yeah, you gonna sit up here in front of my friend? And yeah. Yo, son, I was like, I'm never watching that show again. That was it for me. That chick, Christy, was crazy. I was like, I'm not going to sit here and watch these women fight, man. Fight like dudes, like crazy. She was decking this chick, and after she got up, the chick got up. Because the chick couldn't fight. She a hoe. Most hoes can't fight. You know what I'm saying? Like ho-hos. Not just chicks calling each other hoes. I'm talking about chicks who do nothing but screw. Most of those chicks, they don't fight. They screw. That's what they do. She got up, and she was like, I'm still pretty, ain't I? It'll make it so bad. She was still fine. She was better looking than all of them. But she was a hoe. I was like, you got this. I was crying, dog. Yeah, I was crying, man. I was like, yeah. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? She like, I'm a hoe. She did exactly what hoes did. She fought like a hoe too. Like this. Like, cause she like, yo, this ain't me. Why am I usually have a nigga do this. Like, why am I? But the thing about hoes is, if you a hoe going around screwing other people's women, you going to get into a fight. That's what I never understood. It's just like, I know I'm going to end up in a boxing ring. I know I'm going to end up, I just be telling the truth, man. It just, the simple logic of a hoe is, of a hoe, just think, you know what I'm saying? Why wouldn't you think if I keep screwing around with people's man, I'm going to end up running into the chick and getting into a fight? Maybe I should learn how to fight. Hoes don't do that. They will not do that. All they want to do is get their thing off and jump to the next dude. Yeah, they... Kanika Jenkins, the chick who died in Chi-Town. No, it's okay. I always read the comments. But I'm just talking about why don't, I don't understand the logic of hoes, man. I don't. But yeah, I was on YouTube. I've been on YouTube for 11 years. I posted some videos about Kanika Jenkins and they made me take them down. I still have some videos up about Kanika Jenkins, but the majority of them, well, no, I don't either. They made me take all of Kanika Jenkins stuff down. And, because there was lawyers and stuff involved. And YouTube, okay, look at it. Okay, you got to understand YouTube. YouTube is very, very sensitive right now. The #1 person in YouTube is a white dude named PewDiePie. I don't know if you guys know this or not. I'm just going to tell you what it is. Oh, and this information is going to trickle down. Okay, so PewDiePie, the way he got famous on YouTube is what he... Dude, I'm 50 years old. I'm 50 years old, bro. So, but thanks for the compliment. So basically what PewDiePie did was he's from Sweden. They don't have a large YouTube group in Sweden. So he migrated from Sweden to France. So his popularity got bigger when he got into France. This is PewDiePie. He's a gamer. Then he went from there to America. And once he came to America, he just blew up. You got to understand, YouTube is an algorithm. There are people at YouTube, but it's an algorithm. So the more times you like somebody's video, the more that video is going to get pushed. That's how that works. People kept liking his videos, and once he jumped from one country to another country, he became the biggest person on YouTube. He's bigger than YouTube. He has 57 million people that follow him. Okay, so he's the biggest person on there. And basically what he did, no, they have, bro, but hey, I've been taking care of me, man. Yeah, okay, so basically what he did was, thanks for the compliment, bro, but what he did was after he jumped from one country to another, and then once he got here, he just blew up. So, but the problem with that is when one person have, no man should have all that power, Kanye West. But what he did was recently, last year, he used last year he used a racial slur. He used the N-word while he was playing a game, but he wasn't talking to a black person. But he used it as a negative reference. You know what I'm saying? And before that, he also used a term to describe, I think, a Jewish person or something. But it was to deface a name of somebody Jewish or something like that, anti-Semitic. Yeah. So when that first happened a year ago, YouTube started saying there's certain content that we can't have here. The reason why they did that is because of the Google ads. And once they saw that, they said, we need to have certain restrictions on what people say. So there was a huge fallout, and whatever he does trickles down to everybody in YouTube. It costs millions and millions and millions of dollars all the millions of people on YouTube are all affected by one person. And that is a 25-year-old gamer named PewDiePie. This is why you see when somebody goes on and makes a YouTube video, if you make a YouTube video, you either have green for monetize or you'll have the yellow that says not every ad can be put on here. Yeah, they're all affected. We are all affected by one person. So when he used the N-word last year, the same nuclear fallout happened again. So a bunch of ads were pulled. This is the same thing as Cam Newton. When Cam Newton said that he remember last year when a female reporter asked Cam Newton, they said to Cam Newton, she said something about the routes, and Cam started laughing in a playful way. And what's going on, Man in the Clouds? So Cam Newton started like in a joking way, like, it's funny to hear women talk about routes. And immediate the fallout from that was, yeah. And the immediate fallout was what he lost. They thought that he was saying that a woman couldn't talk about routes. And listen, what's crazy about that Cam Newton situation is after that happened, look at First Take. First Take has a woman on First Take. Look at the show Shannon Sharp. There's a woman on that show. Look on every single news outlet. There's a woman on every single sports news outlet. Every single one. And you can go through all of them and you can look. Stephen A. Smith. There's a woman there. Shannon Sharp. There's a woman there. Every single one of them has a woman on there somewhere where it just used to be nothing but men. Nothing. What's up? What's up, 85? Yeah, in the chat room where it was nothing but men, and now look at it. Now look at it, and just think and look. Even in the Herd. If you ever listen to Colin Hurd, like listen to his show and tell me how much that white woman talks in the background. This is the one that old boy said, "Stay in your lane." The white chick that got into it with Mello and Lonzo's father. And he was like, "You scare me, stay in your lane. Like, I don't even want to talk to you." LeVar Ball, exactly. You know why she's there? She's there because of the stuff that happened with Cam Newton. This whole feminist movement, if you don't have a woman in here, then what's going to happen? We either going to stop watching your show, or we're going to heavily complain about your show, and your ratings are going to fall. Because in this country, women outnumber men 14-1. And they know this. They're the ones who help when it comes to the election. Once women get involved in the election, they can easily sway an election or a politician. Why do you think when these women go out and have sex with these teenage boys in these schools, they get out of jail immediately? One chick was having sex with 5 boys at the same time. They were all underage. She was a teacher. She did 6 months. Another dude had sex with an underage woman. He's doing 30 years. 30 years. Yeah. There is no equality. There is not 1 ounce of equality out there. These two had sex. They had sex with this chick. They're doing 30 years day for day. These chicks is popping up all over the place, sleeping with them. They just found a teacher. This is how bold they are. They found a teacher on the side of a road in the middle of the night with a 13-year-old boy, and they was both getting it on, and it make it so bad. This teacher was so brazen. She was so stupid that she wasn't even parked correctly. The police would have never noticed her, but she was sticking halfway outside of the road. She was trying to get the D that bad that this woman was sticking halfway outside of the road with her car, and this is why the police rolled up on her like, excuse me? And when they pulled her out the back of the car, both of them had their pants down. And she was like, "Oh yeah, I was trying to mentor this 13-year-old boy. You was trying to mentor him at 2 o'clock at night, both with the pants down." So they asked the boy, gave not one. Savage on 20,000, bro. So I was like, this chick. Oh my God. Yeah. I was like, this chick went crazy. She ain't trying to hide nothing. She was like, "I'm getting the D right now, and I don't care what that." Look, in another case, this chick had a 12-year-old. She had a 12-year-old in her bed. She was a teacher. The 12-year-old was in the bed. When the police came to the chick's house, they knocked on the door. The door was open. They came in the house, looked through the house, and they went to the bedroom. There she was laying with the 12-year-old. Like, yeah, I'm finished. These chicks, you think these chicks is going to do 30 years? These chicks ain't going to no 30 years, bro. These chicks did. The one chick walked out of court. Listen, the other chick was banging the dude right outside of the school, the real pretty girl right outside of the school. You know how much time she got? Zilch. And she kept banging the dude. She got 0. And you know why they let her go? They said because she was too pretty to go to jail. Equality? Where they do that at? Let one of us do that and see what happens. It won't be no equality. Son, thank you. Listen, this one dude, he was like 14, 15. This teacher was fine. She, white chick. Yeah, rape all, that's what it was. It's rape all day. Oh man, we going to jail right now. It's gonna be the worst heinous crime. Oh my God, she was 13. She didn't know what she was doing. Oh my sweet God, this poor innocent child. Yada yada yada. These teachers raping 13-year-old boys every day. Then it's, you know, she wasn't in her right mind. Her husband, he wasn't treating her good. You know, she was raped when she was a little girl. It's like, wait, what? Wait, oh, wait, I thought a 13-year-old, that was all bad. But this chick is walking out of court with her and the lawyer hand in hand. The lawyer's a female too, walking out of court. I wanted to just walk up and punch both of them like, what? Oh, you can. Oh, son, no. Yeah, yeah, this kid, I was like, yo, son, I was looking at this raggedy kid like, you was knocking that out? Chick married too. Why did her husband was like, this is still my wife. I almost couldn't blame the husband because she was so fine. I'm like, I ain't mad at you because she oh my goodness. Oh my God, custody. Do we really want to go there on custody? Oh, sweet heavens of mercy. Listen, the only person that's got away with something with custody recently is D-Wade. D-Wade got away with some custody recently. I ain't mad at D-Wade on that move. Him and Showtime. Showtime was like, yo, can somebody get this woman out of my house? He kicked his wife out of his house. He's like, get this woman out of my mansion. And that was just that. She was all crying. She wanted $20 million. Showtime was like, you out of your damn mind. I'm Showtime. Like, it's not going to happen. Yo, son, I'm telling you, there is no equality in this world right now. Not in America. Not in America. See, these chicks know where to try that at. Go to China and try that. Yeah, go over there and see Kim Jong-un. Go see Kim Jong-un and cry about your women's rights and all that other stuff and see what happened to you. He'll feed you to the dogs. I ain't trying to hear that. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got no problem with women's rights. I got a problem when women ain't right and then they right. I'm like, no, we're not doing that. You want equality? I'm all for equality. I'm for equality. I'm for chivalry. But what I ain't for is stupidity. I'm not for that. You're not going to hit me and then I can't knock your ass out. No, don't hit me. I'm 6'2". I'm 269. Don't hit me. I bench press 335. I'm supposed to protect you. But if you turn on me and you hit me like I'm supposed to just stand there and take it, you're going to find your ass, up in the air. You're going to find your feet about this high up in the air and they shouldn't be there. And there's going to be something around your neck that shouldn't be there. And it's going to be my hands because I'm not having that. No, women, no. Same way. Don't hit me. I tell a woman all the time, listen, if we got to get into an argument, okay, you want to argue? I don't care. That's what adults do. That's what people disagree. That's fine. But don't hit me. Don't nut up and I'll just hit me or something. You know what I'm saying? I done had women do some crazy stuff, man, and then look at me like I'm not supposed to do anything. I'm like, you out of your damn mind. No, we don't do that right here. Now, I tell women at the beginning of a relationship, I'm like, whatever you do, don't hit me. Because I have no chill when it comes to that. Now, I ain't trying to dust you off, but, you know, I'm going to physically retaliate. I don't care what none of these people say out here. If somebody puts their hands on you, you have the right to react. Now, you don't have a right to be extreme. If somebody just, you know, give you a love tap, you come wait. I mean, come on. But nonetheless, don't hit them. Yeah, you have the right to be something like these. Like I was looking at this this news feed where this woman, they were protesting and this dude was out there and he wasn't even against him. But because it was a dude there, this chick automatically came at him. And he was like, I'm on your side. Like, what are you talking about? And then she hit him. She was like, crack, women's rights. That dude said, what? He said, what rights? He walked up to her like, men's rights. He laid her ass out. She fell immediately like nobody feels sorry for you. Human rights. You know, ain't even men's rights. It's human. I don't feel sorry for you. Lay there, stupid. Let her lay there in the cold, looking stupid. You know, walk away. Because I don't have time for that. No, we ain't doing that. These women is getting away with murder literally in court. I'm like, nah. Nobody's getting away with anything. You just getting by. God will always have the last word. You better believe that. You ain't getting by. All these atrocities being committed and these court systems is saying, oh, we're just going to let it go. And nobody's getting away with anything. You just getting by. You going to see the real judge. And he going to be looking at you with his lips twisted like, did you really think you could do that and get away? Could you imagine God sitting on the throne and you got to go see God and then there's hell over here and then there's heaven over here and God hey, I'll take that. And as soon as you show up in front of God so he can have that meeting about what you did with your life, God's lips is looking like this. Where do you think you going if God is looking at you? As soon as you see him, he like this. Which one of these you going? You either going left or right, bro. Where you think you going? Come on, man. Ain't nobody getting away with nothing. They just getting by. You know what I'm saying? This court system, man, this court system is a travesty. Straight up. This court system is lying to people. Yeah, they straight up lying to people. You know, they giving one person life and they giving one person probation. It's like, nah. Harambe? I don't know who that is. They give one person life and they give the other. Listen, you guys ever watch American Greed? You ever watch American? Yeah, they give one person life. American Greed, I listen to it all the time. I stream it while I'm playing my video game. These lawyers took millions of dollars away from these people who won a lawsuit. So what they did is they won a class action lawsuit of like $200 million. They kept. Now I play it on here. I only play StarCraft. So they're going to keep like $100 and some odd million of it and split it among three of them. And they shouldn't have done that. They should have got like $40 million. But still, $40 million, three of you, that's a nice chunk of change. No, they were just like, no, we're going to get 100. We're going to be greedy. Two of the lawyers went to jail, and the other lawyer didn't do any time because he said he was drunk most of the time that he was spending their money. He was spending their money for like a year. He ran through millions and millions of dollars of these people's money, who some of them actually died because they didn't have that money. And this lawyer, Yeah, and this lawyer said, oh, I was drunk most of the time this was going on, and they let him go. I would have put him under the jail, and I would have been like, you gonna learn today? You gonna be sober today because you about to do 20 years. Go on in there and get sober. That man ain't do one day, and all the charges were dropped against him. No, not today. Not today. We not doing that. Nah, rich white man, that ain't happening today. You gonna pay for that. You know what I'm saying? I don't even know if and I think they probably got him in a civil suit just to try to get their money back. But when these guys were spending it on yachts, brand new Mercedes, hookers, parties, that money gone. Money is that liquid in a liquid form, that money gone. You know what I'm saying? So, nah, there's no equality, man. There's no righteousness. There's no righteousness. You know what I'm saying? That one dude, he sued the company because his father died. And they had another a lawyer who was keeping this guy's money, and he sued these people because his father died in an accident at work. And the lawyer convinced this kid, he convinced this 20-year-old, and he was just like, yeah, I know your father died, but let me hold on to your money. I'll go ahead and put it into a bank. And he says, I'll go ahead and invest it for you. So the kid was like, all right, go ahead and invest it for me. That ain't what he did. That dude couldn't invest it for him. He had no license to invest. None. And he kept doing it to people who all got these huge lawsuits. He was taking out money and just spending it on whatever. How do I feel about Stephon Clark? Who's man? Okay, Stephon Clark. Listen, they say the man was breaking windows, right? He was going around breaking into cars, whatever. Stephon Clark did not do one thing to me that constituted the death penalty. He didn't. From what I hear, you know, they say he didn't like black women. I'm like, that doesn't mean you get the death penalty. He was breaking into cars. That doesn't mean you get the death penalty. He ran from the police. That doesn't mean you get the death penalty. He had a telephone in his hand while he was trying to get into his house because he was in his backyard. Nothing that he did makes me think you deserve the death penalty. If he would have drew down on those cops know what a gun looks like even at night. They know what a gun, and yeah, and the thing about it is, procedure, yeah, it's sad. See, procedure for the police is supposed to be freeze or I'll shoot. There's supposed to be preparatory commands before they use deadly force. A preparatory command is saying something before you take evasive action or extreme action. There's no preparatory command being issued anymore. There's no warning to say that I am going to fire on you and you could lose your life. They have deadly weapons on them. Those weapons are made to inflict bodily harm and to kill. That's what those weapons are for. Okay? Yeah. Yeah. You sure do. Well, listen. From what I saw, he got shot. He got shot at night, and they use heat sensors to show it. But here's the thing: if Stephon Clark is dead, truly dead, it's a sad case. It's government cheese all day. But here's the thing: we've been seeing this over and over and over, and now it's passé. Hell, 3 or 4 more people got shot and killed recently. Yeah, that's government cheese all day. That's government cheese. You can't tell me this cop can shoot a 13-year-old boy. Remember that happened to Tamir Rice? Hold on, you can't tell me that 2 police officers, 2, in Cleveland, Ohio, can see a 13-year-old boy playing with a BB gun and roll up to him and shoot this kid in 2 seconds and not give no preparatory commands. Even if it was a real gun, he was sitting by himself. And you justify this because he had a gun? And you didn't even see if the gun was real or fake? And it's a 13-year-old boy? And he's sitting there broad daylight. He ain't robbing nobody. He just sitting there. There's nobody in danger. He just sitting there. And you roll up car right onto the grass and you blow this kid away. And that's legal? No. Those cops ain't getting away with nothing. They're just getting by. That's God's child you took out of this world. You know what I'm saying? They're going to face, look, listen, the courts might let them go, but the Christ King ain't. You know what I'm saying? They might get by now for the little 60, 70 years they live, but when the Christ God sees them, it's going to be an eternity of hell for them. You know, they're not going to be able to convince God that, you know, they were in the right. Well, you know, the way he had the gun was, you know, he had the, Lord, he had the gun. I mean, I think, Lord, I think the gun was, I mean, it looked like, and then you know, there was nobody around. So we just shot him just because we could, and we knew we'd get away with it. That's what we did. Go to hell. They're not even going to be able to finish their story, Lord. And then we go to the trap door is just going to open up. It's just going to be a trap door to just open up under their feet before they finish, and then they go, oh, go to hell. Nah, you're not just going to be out here murdering people and not have no remorse. And then the ambulance went in and gave his family a $500 bill for the ambulance ride up to Tamir Rice. Alton Sterling. That case with Alton Sterling recently, they just in Louisiana, the Louisiana Department of Justice or whatever, they said, yeah, they do. All day. So they said the reason why they shot and killed Alton Sterling is because the dispatcher said, the dispatcher said that he had a weapon. So when they rolled up on Alton Sterling, who did have a weapon that we never saw, it was in his pocket. We never saw the weapon. Before they even got to him, the cop said, I'm going to shoot you. This is before anything happened. The cop has been recorded saying, I'm going to shoot him. Why? The man is allowed to carry a weapon. He had a gun, and the gun was registered. He was standing outside selling CDs in Louisiana. It's a rough place to live, okay? He's allowed to have that weapon according to the Second Amendment. But they rolled up, jumped on him, and they said repeatedly, show us your hands. When you look at the tape, Alton Sterling's hands are out like he's on the doggone cross. All you can see is his hands and his head. Nah, they ain't choke him out. They shot him in the chest. Both cops shot him in the chest. Point blank range. Here's his chest. Here's the gun. They shot him with the gun to his chest and opened fire on him. They murdered that man. Flat out murder. All on tape, and they did not care. And then the Justice Department said, the U.S. Justice Department said there was inconclusive evidence, but you could see everything that happened on video. But yet they said that's because, I mean, it's like the Ku Klux Klan is, you know, are the police. It's just another hanging. That's all it is. It's another hanging. And they murdered him. But like I said, you're not getting, you know. Shoot, brother. So why us as Black folks? Listen, let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. If we let me educate you. If we revert to violence, what's going to happen to us? There's a good reason why a lot of black people won't fight. Yeah, peace is not working. We marching with our hands up. All the thugs is out there putting their guns away, and everybody like, yo, we want peace, but yet y'all talk murder music all day and kill each other. But when it comes to these cops, you want peace. I'm gonna tell you why. Because if we go to war, we're gonna lose in mass amounts, and we're going to continue to lose in mass amounts. And when I say mass numbers, I mean mass numbers. What they'll do is they'll have martial law is what they'll do. Yeah. No. Listen, I'm on your side. I'm on the fight back side. Because the way the cops, martial law is in process. But see, what else comes with martial law is an illegal culling. And that's when it all hits the fan. When you can't go to the grocery store no more and get food, what are you going to do? It's going to really be people starving. Look, they already poisoned the water in Michigan. Yeah, but the cops put those guns on the street. The cops put those guns on the street. That's why all those brothers is killing each other. The cops put that on the street. The Jews released that murder music and allowed that drill music and all that to be out. That's why those brothers is killing each other. You know what I'm saying? But if we start going out here and fighting back and all this other stuff, it will, next thing you know, you'll see howitzers going down Main Avenue. And a howitzer is a tank. And trust me, they'll do it. If you don't believe that they'll do it, you need to look and see what they did to Black Wall Street. Either that, or look and see what they did to the MOVE people in Chicago. What they do to them. Yep. They can, listen, and here's the thing. There's only a few people who are in the upper echelon. They don't care about white people either. There's only very few people that they actually care about. They will bring this whole, listen, they will level. Yeah, they will level this whole countryside just to get rid of the majority of us. They will drop a bomb on us. If you don't believe that, look and see what they did to 9/11. 9/11 was a fake. Those people really did die, but it didn't come from the boys over there in Saudi Arabia or wherever they're at. Yeah, we are slaves. This is not the land of the free. Shoot. This is not the land of the free. Anybody running around here thinking they free is fooling themselves. Look what happened to Jermaine Dupri. Thought he was free. Till they rolled up on him and took everything they had. Yeah. Out there dancing. Yeah, you think you free until the feds came to see him. Next thing you know, he all humble in the video. You know, they knocked on my door and they just came in and raided me like I was some criminal. Yeah, you in. Yeah, look what they'll knock him down in a minute. Look what they did to the MOVE people. All the MOVE people wanted to do is be separate. That's it. They believed that the white society, the system was not working for them. They believe that they can. Yeah, thank you. The MOVE people believe that they can police themselves. Well, there's all kind of forms of direct energy. There's all kind of form, but they believe that they believe that they can police themselves, and they blew up a church with all those kids in it. Those 4 girls, the white cops did that. blew their asses up. So no. But if we go to war, I mean, we already at war, but if we go full-fledged to war, we will lose in mass amounts. And there are a lot of people who are not ready to make that sacrifice. And you got to think about that. You got to think about your daughters, your sons, nieces, and nephews. They'll all starve. They'll all starve. They'll all put into being in captivity. They will all be. They will all have physical harm done to them, and they could all be shot and hung. Well, I don't mind seeing proof, but heinous things will happen to your children in front of you, right in front of you, and they'll do it. They'll do like you don't believe they'll do it. Look at what they. You would have to send me a screen share, and I would have to, be able to look at it like that. Only time I've done that is with, like people trying to fix my computer. But yeah, I can. I've done it with Rashida too. That's another chick to talk to. She's something else. But yeah, these cops ain't playing. SWAT team shot that girl in Chicago. Where that was in Chicago, wasn't it? Gaines. They shot her and her 4-year-old boy. Yeah, they killed her because they said she had a gun. You know that was all over a ticket. Yeah. No, they don't work for the people. Listen, a police officer is supposed to be sworn in by the people. You're supposed to vote for those who are supposed to be police officers. Okay. But you're supposed to vote for a police officer. That hasn't happened since 1949. And listen, if you go around and they keep pushing this war, if you go around and ask somebody and say, listen, how many Muslim people have ever harmed you? How many? And just take a survey of 1,000 people. go on Facebook and just ask, has any Muslim person ever harmed you? Right. We all do because they work in our area. You know what I'm saying? They have stores in our area. But if you ask, pretty much, they ain't never done nothing to me. But if you ask, take a survey of 1,000, 10,000 people, how many Muslim or Arab-speaking people have ever caused you harm? Ever said anything to you harmful? I used to live with some Libyans. They were some cool people. You know what I'm saying? They could barely speak our language, but they was cool. They lived in the hood with us. You know what I'm saying? But if you ask that, I guarantee you that the majority of people you ask, even if you asked 1 million people, I'm betting 99.9% are going to say none. And the ones who have had some harm done to them, they probably got into a fist fight with them or something like that because they disagreed with them at a store on a price. They walked into one of their convenience stores and disagreed with them. I mean, for one, they don't even live where we live most of the time. You know what I'm saying? Even if they don't like us, so what? I don't care if you don't like me. I care if you're trying to take my life. But if you ask those same, 1 million black people, how many white people or how many police have ever caused you harm? I'm going to guarantee about 80% is going to say yes. 80% of the black people, 1 million, are going to say yes, a police officer has caused me some harm. Has did me some harm some way, either financially, physically, has harmed somebody in my family, has harmed somebody that I knew. I bet 80 to 90% are going to say absolutely. but yet they're supposed to be protecting us. And I'm just like this. There are good police officers and there's bad. But it's just like you hanging around a good, yeah. Well, yeah, they trying to oppress us. I'm not sure what you mean, Iceberg. Yeah, but nonetheless, yeah, the system is, it's set up for us to fail, but they're afraid of our numbers is what they're afraid of. Listen, if they try to blow this earth up, which is not going to happen because the Lord ain't going to let that happen, and once all the dust settles, so you got to understand, there has been, nah, not at all. Why would you ask that? But once the dust settles, black people are still, black and colored people, brown colored people will outnumber the Caucasian. I mean, there's a lot of us. Even Benjamin Franklin was talking about how many of us there are. And now studies show, yeah, black or brown people, but now study shows that listen, I'm gonna get into feminism here in a minute. I'm gonna tell you one reason why I'm looking at feminism like is the enemy of the enemy, my friend. Oh no, nah, bro. It's just how I rock it. I know what you mean, but nonetheless, so just think about this. Yeah, I do too, but I'll post it. I'll get some negative and positive comments. But thank you. But listen to this. Studies show that the European couples. Oh, I won't. Studies show that, but people do this all over the place. I mean, it is what it is. But studies show. But thanks for the big ups. The heads up. Studies show that the families of the Europeans are getting smaller and smaller. And in some European countries, they're actually paying couples to have babies. I mean, think about that. Just think about that. They're actually paying European couples to have babies because their numbers are dropping rapidly. By the year 2050, the continent of Africa's population will double. By the year 2050, that number for the European is constantly in decline. It's in decline right now. They're losing the race on population. And it's just not black people. It's Hispanic people. It's Indians. They're losing a race when it comes to that many people. And they're losing right now. They're in a state of emergency right now. They're trying to get white people together, men and women, and have these kids. But here's the problem. In France, okay, that's what's up. In red dot or feather. You're Indian. Oh, cloud. Okay, you're a feather. Now, thanks, bro. I appreciate it. So now, I study healthcare services. So healthcare administration. That's where my degree will be in. Okay, so this is why I know all this stuff because I'm in the throes of studying it now. Here's one of my books right here. You know what I'm saying? So this is what I study. You know what I'm saying? But that's finances of healthcare to help you run a hospital and stuff like that. That's what I study. All right, so just think about this. So feminism is a big thing, right? Now, in Europe, so France, England, okay. So France, England, America, probably Switzerland and Probably already out there in Russia too, but I'm not sure. But nonetheless, in European countries, the European baby decline is going down rapidly, while the African, the Indian, the Hispanic-speaking people, their population is growing constantly, rapidly, at an alarming amount, actually. Okay, so we already know what's going to happen. There's just going to be more brown, black, and colored people than there is going to be white. As a matter of fact, it already is that way. That's just the way it is. There's more people. I mean, Brazil, I mean, it's just more than there is white people. Okay, so when you look at those numbers and then you think, okay, feminism has come along, and now feminism is it's steamrolling white men. I mean, feminism is stomping white men in the ground. I mean, it is burying their nuts in the sand. These women, angry 35 to 50-year-old women who are a bunch of spinsters who don't have any kids, or their kids are already grown and they're gone. These angry spinsters are wrecking the court systems. They're wrecking the politicians. They threatened Obama. They was like, if you don't have Hillary Clinton in there after you win, you know, we're going to come see you. Like, they threatened Obama. They threatened the president. Like, these spinsters are angry, pissed off, unmarried, unwanted, just mad as hell, just coochie, just pissed off, and they're going for broke. And they're making it bad for the women who actually want to get married. So there's a war between feminists and non-feminist women. These women are going at it head to head. They're clashing hard because the women who are younger and they're coming up, they're like, okay, yeah, I need my space, but I need a husband too. But now the court systems has wrecked the very institution of marriage and saying, okay, I'm not either. Wrecked the very institution of marriage and said, all right, well, if you do get married, this man has to buy your ring. If you're unhappy and you go out and sleep with the gardener, it's his fault that you cheated on him and had these guys run a train on you. Now he needs to leave your house because I'm going to give you the house, and I'm going to give you custody of the kids, and I'm going to give you part of his pension. And this really happens. This really, really, really happens. So the woman gets the house, the car, the kids, and part of your, and the 50% of your pocket, and you got to constantly pay this woman while somebody else is in there running a train on your ex-wife in front of your kids. Straight up facts. This is why OJ went off. This is why OJ flipped his damn lid. He was just like, wait a minute. This dude is driving my car. He's banging my wife and playing with my kids and my dog. And I can't do nothing about this. Oh, you got me messed up. You got me messed up. If the glove don't fit, you must have quit, my G. You got me, you got me bent. You got me straight up bent. But this is what feminism has done. Feminism has pulled the very nuts out of a man and said, I dare you to say something wrong. Now the wife is the one who wears the pants. If something happened, but the wife is, yeah, they did. They set her up to fail. Feminism did that. Feminism did that. Feminism wrecked the court. Oh, yeah, he all that. He all that. But feminism wrecked the court system, and now these men are like MGTOW. They're just like, men go their own way. They're like, you know what? I just figured out something. I'm a white male. I just graduated. I have a degree. I have a decent job. I make $40,000, $50,000, $60,000 a year. These women over here are looking at me. They outnumber me. I know that they want me. I know that they want to marry me, but guess what? If I marry you, according to God and country, this means I have to marry feminism. These men are waking up to this, and they're just like, I don't think I want to marry feminism. I don't think I want a woman in my house telling me what to do 24/7. I don't think I want a woman in my house who I know is going to cheat on me. Or when she gets upset, she can take the kids and I can't do jack about it. Oh, okay. And I can't do jack about it. Yeah, you're going to want your freedom mess around with feminism. And I can't do nothing. If we're out in the park and everybody is out in the park and I slap this woman, I'm going to have the police handcuff me, cart me off to jail. If this woman slaps me, everybody's going to laugh about it. When you marry someone, you marry feminism. Point blank. This woman can shoot you and get away with it. She can shoot you, kill you in front of your kids and roll out. This is what feminism does. This is not what a woman will do. This is not what a double standard all day. I'm not talking about every woman. I'm talking about the act and the art of feminism. So if there's a woman on here, don't get upset. Or if a woman hears this, I don't want to hear it because you know that I'm right. And the thing about it is, you know that I'm right. You know that the system is fixed and you need to speak up and change it because you're going to find yourself 30, 40 years old without a man and you're going to be unhappy because a man is like, no, if you want to have a child with me, I don't really want to do that, but I want a child. So, but marriage, no. I no longer wear the pants. I don't. The core system wears the pants. The females wear the pants. It's the truth. There is men no longer. Listen. This brother went to jail because he came home and he wanted dinner. And his woman didn't cook him dinner. So he looked at her and he said, "You're going to get in there and cook me dinner." She turned around, picked up the phone, called the police. He went to jail for 6 months for kidnapping. The man wanted dinner. He didn't threaten her. He was just a big man, and she's a small woman. That was the dynamic they married under. And he was like, I want dinner. I just came home from working. Feed me, Seymour. Nope. You're going to jail. Point blank. So you ladies out there, don't get mad at brothers because we recognize what's going on. Don't get mad at brothers because we don't want to put a ring on it. Listen, the divorce rate in America is 50%. 50% in America. Just think about that. 50 freaking percent of the people getting married are getting divorced. Yeah, it's a scam. I have a video about it. Yeah, it's a scam. 50% of the people getting married and saying I do forever and ever, to having to hold for richer, for poor, for better and for worse, that goes all out the window when something goes bad. Fool around and lose your job and see what happens. Yeah, I made a video about it. Fool around and lose your job and see what happens. She'll be like, listen, I'm leaving. Grab the 2.5 kids, put them in the wagon. She gone. There was this one dude. Now I actually knew this guy's friend. This is what happened to this dude. He came home, right? Working, I think he had 4 kids, 3 or 4 kids, right? Taking care of his kids, right? You know what I'm saying? Doing the right thing. Has a house, 2 cars, everything good, right? His wife decides that she's going to go out. She doesn't come back till 2 days later. Where they do that at? The wife comes back 2 days later. She was like, yeah, I was out there sleeping with somebody else. Took the kids and jetted. Just like that. This dude's, took the kids and was out. This guy and then went to custody court, and she had custody of the kids, and this man is only able to see his kid like once a month. Yeah, that was it, and that was all. She went out to the club, met herself a Rollo, and came back and bragged about it. Busted that dude up. Busted that dude's whole buses, and then took his kids and rolled out. And then went to the court system and beat him in court when he did absolutely nothing wrong. No. Listen, I tell people, like, I would love to have me a wife, big booty, dark skin. I'd knock her up, man. I'd love to have me a wife, man, and have about 6, 7. Yeah. Yo, what up, TM? I'd love to have me a wife and have me about, 3 or 4 or 5 kids run around. He probably was, but you still not allowed to do that. You married that simp. You know what I'm saying? You married that simp. You know what I'm saying? But nonetheless, I'd love to have me a little dark-skinned woman, married up and do everything right by God and country. But I am scared of the system. I'm scared of the fact that I'm scared of morality. I am scared that these people think that their godlessness, that they have no fear that the Lord God is looking at them like, you ain't supposed to be sucking some guys, wing wang in a parking lot in Walmart, and your husband is at home waiting for you with the kids. Matter of fact, you got the kids with you and you doing it. Like it's real out here. Nah, I can't do it. And then I can't. And what are you gonna do? Like, this is your wife. You don't want to. You know what I'm saying? You angry. Yeah, there's no loyalty. And you angry and you want to knock this chick's head off, but this is the woman you love. You got kids by this woman. You don't want to be fighting this woman, but you like, how you going to suck this man's dick? My kids in the gut, you're going to lose your mind. You're going to lose. You're going to be what's called temporarily insane. I have to look into that. I have to look into all that. I'm just now hearing about it because I don't follow news feeds too much other than World Star, but I'll have to hear about it. But yeah, that's the woman you love, man. You're going to be caught in the crossroads. You know what I'm saying? Meet me at the crossroads. Oh, you're going to want to kill this chick and love this chick at the same time. You're going to want to wring her damn neck and give her a hug at the same time. Like, you're going to be so hurt and conflicted that the woman you love and you watch these babies come out of her ass, you're going to be like, damn, how can this happen to me? Because there's so many men going through it. How can this happen to me? And I'm about to lose my crib. I'm about to lose my car. I'm about to lose my kids. I'm about to lose my pension. I'm about to lose all that over something I couldn't do. Over something I couldn't fix, I couldn't change this. This was going to happen no matter what. And then the system is going to allow this to happen? No. No. Nope. Oh, net neutral? Yeah, they trying to, the whole net neutral thing, I heard about that. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't be surprised if it's popping off now. But I mean, it hurts. So all these stories you hear about these women doing this to these men, and then of course there's men doing grimy stuff too. We ain't innocent, but the simple fact is there are innocent people involved. There are some men who just want to love their women. You know what I'm saying? That's the saying. What's too many? We're losing right, left. Yeah, we're losing right, left. There are men and women who are good men and women and they're getting done wrong by evil men and women. It's just like you wish the men and women had some type of something on them that you could see and you'd be like, that is a dog-ass dude right there. Don't mess with that dude. If you want a dog-ass dude, that's a dog-ass dude right there. Go and get him. You know what I'm saying? But you wish you could just tell. But these women dress up so good. They dress up so nice. Yeah, they dress up so good. They dress up so nice. These brothers, they got degrees. They suit and tied up, and they terrible. So you got terrible on both sides, and they look good, but you just like, damn, y'all look good, but damn, I didn't know this dude was going to do me like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? And this dude, I mean, he's just a hoe. He just a terrible ass. And dude 40, and he's still out here hoeing. Why? Because women outnumber us 14-1. You know what I'm saying? They outnumber us 14-1. So they running up on him every which way because he got a good job. And they're all trying to have babies. Overpopulated. So they all trying to have babies by him. You know what I'm saying? That's it. Yeah, and they're going to slow YouTube down. Yeah, they're going to, what they're going to do is they're going to slow down the internet so your streaming is, yeah. They're going to slow down your, we know you're Indian, bro. They're going to slow down your streaming. And when they slow it down, you're going to have to pay for it to go at regular speed. That's what they're doing. But yeah, there's good men and good women being caught in the crossfire of doggish men and women. And then the court system has to try to weed them out. But the problem is the court system can't weed them out. The court system is making things worse. You know, and feminine, and I'm going to tell you something. Feminine affects everyone, but really feminine goes after white men. Yeah. Yeah. Who's a puppet? Oh, the president? Yeah. Feminine goes after white men really, really, really hard. Really hard. You know what I'm saying? Because black women can't get away with some of the stuff that white women can. It just, no. There's some stuff that you just, no, you black, you know better. You know better. Ladies, you know better. We ain't doing that. You know what I'm saying? There's going to be some different repercussions messing around with us. You know what I'm saying? Come on now. Come on. But white women, entitled, oh. If I was a white dude in my 20s, just graduated, there's no way I'd get married. And I know there would be some cutie looking at me my age. Yeah, there'll be some cutie my age all in my face, you know, been with me since chemistry class in the 10th grade. You know, no. I'd be like, nah, I'm good. I'd tell her in the 10th grade, I'd be like, listen, I already know that the court system's gonna hang me by the nuts. The minute that I decide that I want to make you my wife. So, because I have to marry feminism, when I marry you, I just don't think I'm going to marry you because I don't want to marry every screaming, angry woman out there. I just don't want to do that. Yeah, I don't want to marry everyone. I really just wanted to marry you, but because the feminine movement is happening so rampant and St. Clair the gas station. I don't know what that means, but because feminine movement is so rapid and so dangerous, and it does not help the man at all, only thing I can do is have sex with you. I can't even have a kid by you. I can't. As a matter of fact, the only safest route for a man that wants to have a kid, thank you, I want her to. And I would say thank you very much. I would say thank you very much. Thank you. I would thank her. Yes. That's exactly what you want her to say. That's the exact response you want. You know why? Because now you know where she stands. She knows where you stand. In anything that you do, she's not going to get past the fact that you told her that you're never going to marry her. No matter what, you two can bang each other's brains out. You two can bang each other's brains out, but after the nuts are busted, she still knows that there's no way I'm going to marry you. Because when I marry you, I have to marry everybody else who's into femininity. I have to marry the court system. I have to marry the jailer. I have to marry the police. I have to marry all of those who's going to get involved with femininity because this is what you wanted. So every curse word you call me, thank you very much. Now, do you want to lay down and give me some ass and us bang each other's brains out? Or do you just want to just go our own way? What do you want to do? Because the next guy is going to tell you the same thing. It's a good chance she'll just be like, let's bang our brains out. She'll be like, let's screw angry. Let's break each other's pelvis bone. You know, let's screw until we go in comatose, into a dang coma, because life has screwed both of us up and over, and we're only 19. We're done. We're angry. If we have children, our children are going to be angry. Our children's children are going to be angry, and it's all because of some old ladies who couldn't get any. Yeah, we're done at 19 years old. We're finished. There's nothing that we can do that's going to make any sense. Nothing. 20 years, I feel sorry for you. I feel sorry for a 20-year-old. A 20-year-old man, nuts is full. He trying to have some kids. He trying to land himself a big booty wife. You know what I'm saying? And you trying to get a little, 2-3 bedroom apartment, live right. You know what I'm saying? Bust nuts all day with his woman and, spit out some children. That's what he's trying to build a lineage. That's what his boss is telling him to do. I'm going to build this lineage. I'm going to build a heritage. I'm going to have a family crest on my living room door so when we walk in, we see it. I'm going to build an empire with these little bastards I'm about to make. You're not about to do any of that. What you're about to do is get raped by the system. And every dollar that you make, 40% of it is going to go to the government. 20% of it is going to go to child support. Another 30% of it is going to go on your cost of living. And the 10% that you got left, good luck with that. That's what's going to happen to you. And then by the time you get 30, 35 and your back and your knees is hurting and you can't work anymore, then you're going to go on disability and you're going to make maybe $800 a month, and you're going to have to live off of that. That's where you're headed. Feminism. It's exactly where you're headed. And you're going to die alone. And I don't mean because everybody dies by themselves. I mean you're going to be in an apartment and you're going to die by yourself, like me. You're going to be just like me. I'm afraid to get married. I'm afraid because one crack in the sand, just one crack in the sand, and there goes the very foundation that marriage is supposed to be built on. Just one crack, just one iota, just one. The peanut butter is supposed to be on the right side, and the jelly is supposed to be on the left. Damn it! I done told you, Tone 202. 1,000 times. Peanut butter on the right, jelly on the left. I'm out of here. And it's that trivial. That's how trivial it is. Just a little argument. Listen. You silly. Listen. Google and all of these freaking computers that's in our house now that can hear us talk, because they can all hear us talk. If you get into an argument with your spouse, Google automatically calls the police. I'm just going to let y'all just drink that in. Just soak that in for about 5 seconds. Siri is going to call the police on you. Alexa is going to call the police on you. Alex is going to call the police on you because it's happened already. Just soak that in to your membrane and just get that in right here and think about that. If you argue with somebody in your house, your computer calls the police on you. It's already happened. It's already happened. The computer called the police on these people who were arguing. And you know who they came for? The man. I'm going to put my hat back on right now because there's a good chance that y'all all realize what you're up against as a man. They came for the guy because they thought it was going to be a domestic violence. And that's probably how it was reported. 793, we have a domestic violence at 2121 Sycamore Lane. Please respond. All units. Dispatcher gets it, dispatches to the nearest unit. Next thing you know, they pull up at your house with the lights blinking. You have no idea what just happened. You were just arguing over peanut butter and jelly. Now you got 5-0 at your door. And fool around and have something in your hand and see what happens. I'm going to tell you what happens. Recently, there was a couple and the police were called on this couple and the guy answered the door and the police blew him away. That happened about 3 months ago. That's because I watch all this stuff that's going on. Guys, I'm just not some old fogey sitting around. I used to work for the Ohio House of Representatives. I also worked for ODJFS. You know what I'm saying? You know, I'm ex-military. I've been around these people. I've been around these people who make these laws. You know what I'm saying? I can go right back around them. I mean, once I get my degree, I can easily become a lobbyist. I could do that right now. I just don't want to because I know how skewed it is. I know how dangerous these people really are. My job is to make everybody aware of what's out there and to try to figure out how best to protect yourself because you're in trouble. You just don't know it. I was in the Army. Yeah, I was in the Army. You know what I'm saying? I've been beat up by the cops before. You know what the cop told me? It's your word against mine. Thrown out of court. Cop got away with it. Well, what you mean, boo? I'm just saying. You're up against it. You're in trouble. But the best way to protect yourself is to be prepared. Yeah. It's to have knowledge. When they say knowledge is power, that's an understatement. You need to have knowledge of your surrounding and your current situation. See, I've been to jail before. I've never been to prison. And the number one thing people do when they first walk into the jail, once you get into your permanent cell, not your holding cell, once you get into your permanent cell, you sit in that cell, you got your bunk, you situate yourself with your toothbrush and everything, get ready to watch some Judge Judy. The first thing that somebody's going to say to you is, what are you in for? The first thing they're going to say. They're going to look at you and they're going to start talking to you. When you go to jail, everybody in there is not your enemy. Yeah, they're not your enemy as soon as you get in there. You make enemies when you get in there. You know, not unless you're a gangbanger and, you know, the opposite gang is in there. But it's a good, or you're a pedophile. Then you are an enemy once you get in there. But other than that, if you in there for some domestic violence, or if you in there for robbery or something, unless you rob somebody who knows somebody in there, it's a good chance they're not gonna mess with you. That has to be earned. You go in there looking for a fight, you're gonna find one. You know what I'm saying? But the majority of the time, they're gonna say, what are you in for? Some people say, I don't want to talk about it. Other people will spill the beans. The majority of the people spill the beans. I was in there once. Now I was rocking back and forth like this. We were in a holding tank. We was getting ready to go to court. Now I was rocking back and forth like this. I was pissed off. And the whole tank saw me, mad as hell. I was just like, man, because I couldn't believe I got there. I couldn't believe I was in jail. I was like, damn it, I was the one who was in the right. And now I'm in jail because of this trick. You know what I'm saying? I was pissed. You know what I'm saying? And these dudes had saw me. And the one dude, yeah, well, I'm talking a lot. And these dudes had saw me. And the one dude was like, well, some of them ain't. And the one dude was like, he said, we see you down there, man. He said, we. He didn't say, I see you. He said, we see you. He said, we see you down there, man. And he said, tell me what you're here for. And I stopped rocking immediately because I knew he was talking to me. And I just looked at him. And then I told him my situation. And he said, this is what you do to get out. I was out in a week. That dude who I never met helped me get out of jail. I was literally out in a week. And I come to find out that the girl I was in there for, she wasn't the one to put me in there. It was her mom. Yeah. So I'm just saying, you up against it. But knowledge is power. Being that I didn't have no knowledge, you know what I'm saying, I was sitting there worrying about how I'm going to get out of here. But once those brothers filled me with a bunch of knowledge, I was like, hamburger. I'm getting out of this joint. I made a couple phone calls. Boom. Next thing you know, I was out. Just like that. Matter of fact, it took less than a week. So that's that government cheese right there. You guys, that's what you up against. You up against that government cheese all day. I ain't telling y'all don't get married. I'm saying when you get married, you're marrying the system. And the system is not in your favor. The system is broken. The system is busted. The system is biased. The system does not have your future in mind. Yeah. The system does not have your future in mind. The system does not say that the children should stay with the male. The system doesn't do that. The system automatically sides with the woman. And for you ladies, the system is against you too. And the reason why is the more the system sides with you, the more it doesn't side with the man. The more we have no future. We got 5 years a year. Well, that sounds pretty heinous too. The more the more the system sides with the woman, the less it sides with the man. The more it, the less it sides with the man, the less a man is going to want to be in the system. That's it. When you marry by God and country. You marry by a church, then you marry by the rules of the country. This is why marriage is different in every country. But the first thing you do when you get married, you put on a traditional dress of some type because you're not trying to identify with anybody in the church with that dress. You're trying to identify with God. You get married by God and country. When you whip out that book is a representation of God. But once you're married by a certificate. That marriage certificate is by the law of the country. God, country. Yeah. Yeah, we do. And that's the problem. When you get married by the standard of the country and it's taken away from God, when you don't look at the law of God and say, I'm married by the law of God, and you get married by the law of country, when these two are separate, that's where the problem is. This is why marriage is so messed up. It's by God and country. God and country should be one. The word and meaning there's two. Yeah, God and country should be one. But that ain't what's happening. Because feminism, because Barack Obama, okay? Barack Obama pushing the gay agenda. And that's another thing, the gay agenda. Gay marriage. Two gay people cannot have a child naturally. You can marry all you want, but naturally you can't have a child. It's just not possible. So the natural order of marriage is off kilter. And you can hate on it all you want to, but no matter what you do, no matter how many of you artificially inseminate a man or change the sex of a woman to a man and then inseminate the woman and say now two women have a child, what you're doing is unnatural. Right. What you're doing is unnatural. You cannot naturally, without any augmentation, have a child together. You can adopt a child. You can, have a, family with kids come over and chill with them for a while, but you can't naturally, without some type of surgery, have a child. It is not natural. So the natural order of marriage is off kilter. It is no longer marriage by God. God is not in the act of marriage. That's what I'm saying, ladies. You got an issue. You have a real problem. Even when a guy does get on his knees and gives you a rock that's going to cost him 20% of his salary for the next 20 years, that's a problem. De Beers lied to you. That diamond is intrinsically worthless. It was a lie made up 40 years ago in a commercial just so De Beers can sell more diamonds. There are more diamonds than you think. There are geodes out there. If you don't know what a geode is, look it up. They lied to you. Diamonds aren't rare. Blue, yellow, and red diamonds, they're not rare. There's a whole countryside of them. They're not rare. De Beers lied to you. And then they enslaved your brothers and sisters in Africa and made 9 and 10-year-old boys and girls work day and night just to dig them up, which is happening right now alongside their parents, and they paid them all $1 a day. That's happening right now in Nigeria. One of Nigeria's biggest trades is diamonds. Those diamonds are ran by the Dutch. The Dutch is De Beers. It's a lie. You're in trouble, ladies. You're in trouble when the male species finally opens up his eyes and realizes it's not worth it. All facts. All facts. And now those diamond mines are running out. They're running dry. But here's the thing. Now the people in different countries in Africa they're not asking the white man to leave. They're ordering the white man to leave their country and give their land back. There's farmers over there in South Africa. They're not asking those farmers to leave. They're telling them that if they don't leave, that they're going to kill them. They're putting white people on a plane and sending them back to Europe, and they're giving them no reparations. They're giving them a time limit. If you're not gone by this time, I don't care how many 40 acres and how many mules that you own of our land here in Africa that you took when you invaded us, raped our women, and killed our children, and then settled on this land and said it was yours when it wasn't yours. I don't care how many How many of what did you own? If you don't give it up, you're about to be invaded on your own property, which is really our property, and then we're going to kill every single one of you if you don't willingly leave. This is a threat that just happened last week. Yeah, man, we going over some facts about men and women. Big Mitch. Glad you got one in there though, bro. But yeah, they're telling that the African presidents are sending out warnings to white people, telling them to get off their land. This just happened last week. And they're saying that it could get violent. Think about that. These African people threatening these white people. Now, if they do get violent and go over there, if they do get violent and attack the South Americans over there, the South Africans, the white, they're not actually South Africans, they're called Afrikaans. If they do, who do you think is going to feel the blunt reaction to that? We are. It has nothing to do with the love or not of white women. You're misconstruing. Yeah, we're not talking about that. Yeah, it's not. We're not talking about whether one race likes another one as far as a mate is concerned. We're talking about the powers that be and how they are playing with people who have nothing to do with certain things that are happening, but we still are all involved in it. That's what we're talking about. White women or not, you're still, listen, if you didn't date white women, you'd still be in trouble when it comes to this situation, because whole countries are going to be affected if one bullet goes off over there in Africa and they kill one of those white farmers. They threaten to kill them. This is what they told him just last week. Get off our land. We're not paying you not one dime for the farming equipment, for the land. We're not buying the land back from you. We're not giving you one dime. This is our land. It's been our land. You rape, pillage, and murder to get this land. If you don't get off our land within a certain amount of time, we are going to run you in the ground. You're going to be buried where you stand. You think that America isn't going to be affected by that? You think that England, London isn't going to be affected by that? You think that Britain, France isn't going to be affected? Who do you think owns that stuff over there? Who do you think owns all that property over there? Those people came from Europe. All of Africa was invaded and it was divided up. All of it. It was divided up. Okay, some parts they didn't really want to hang out into. Yeah, some parts that, yeah, we are, Mitch. Some parts they didn't want to hang out in because the people there were like really, really, really hostile Africans. They were cannibals. So some people didn't really want to go and mess with those people. But nonetheless, pretty much all of Africa was divided up from the Congo, Nigeria. I mean, all of Africa was divided up. You know what I'm saying? It was conquered by the French, the English. This is why one of the #1 speaking languages over there is French. That language didn't originate there. Listen, as soon as you go under the English Channel from England into France and you come up out of that tunnel, the first thing you're going to see when you go to change your money, well, if you're in Europe, you probably already have the euros, but if you have dollars and you go over there and to the money exchange place, what you're going to need to do, because some places don't take the dollar, the first person you're going to see when you're in France is a African. It's probably going to be a woman. And she's going to speak to you in English. Or France. She might even speak Espanol about this time. Good chance that that translator, that woman who can translate about 6 or 7 languages, is going to speak to you in whatever language that you come out with. You come out speaking Dutch or Zurich or something like that, she might have to look it up. But it's a good chance if you speak English, French, in some kind of African dialect, Espanol, it's a good chance she already speaks it. Yes, because it's happened to me. Look, I'm not talking about something I didn't experience. I experienced this. When I was in England, I went to France, took a train there. Beautiful black girl. And as we walked up to her, we didn't know what to say. So we said hello. She said hello. So we assumed from the hello that she knew English. And then we said, we would like to exchange her. And she said, okay. She counted our money. So she recognized our money. She knew how much it was. And she exchanged it for the right rate. And the thing about it is, when you leave out of there, you're going to see a bunch of gypsies. That's the second race of people that you're going to see. You're going to see a bunch of gypsies as soon as you walk outside of the train station. And the third race of people that you're going to see as soon as you start heading towards the Louvre are a bunch of tourists. And the majority of them are going to be Americans and Asians. Then you're going to see big old signs that by the Eiffel Tower and all these signs that says, get out of our country. We don't want you here, tourists. They're talking to the Americans. They're talking to the Asians. They're talking to the English. They're talking to those people. They don't want them there because France is a dirty city, but it's dirty because of the tourists. Why don't they leave? Because they're tourists. They eventually will leave, but you got to understand, when you go to Europe, you can catch a train to pretty much almost anywhere in Europe. You can just catch a train from one place to another. Boom, 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 boom. Next thing you know, you're in Switzerland. And I mean that literally. You go down there to Frankfurt and you catch a train in Frankfurt, Germany, you can get to Switzerland. You'll be in the Swiss Alps. Literally. You can catch a train there and be back by the weekend. It's that serious. Yeah. I was in Zaragoza, Spain. For one, I didn't see not one fat person in Spain. For two, Spain has the 12 o'clock, everybody chills. You don't see hardly anybody on the street. Three, sex is like a big open thing there. So you'll see people selling like sex books and stuff. Some woman they'll have like a kiosk and she'll be selling books with, that advertise sex, like naked people on the front of the books. And you'll be like, wait, what? Where am I? Also, the banks, the guards of the banks don't stand inside of the bank. See, here they stand inside of the bank. And then when you go in, you do your banking business and yada, you'll see the police. Over there, they stand outside of the bank and they stare at you as soon as you get within eye shot. And this is how they look. They have machine guns. They don't have the Glock 40. Oh, no. They don't have that. That's like a pea shooter over there. They have loaded machine guns. They're young and they're standing there. And as soon as you walk up, even if you're not going to the bank, this is how they both look at you. There'll be two of them. Until you're out of eye shot. Then they face forward. They are ready to kill you. Point blank. They don't have no love. Yeah. They have no love. They have no remorse. They'll pull a bullet in you right now and won't ask no questions. And then they'll step right over you and keep watching for the next person. Try something over there in Zaragoza and see what happened to you. It is real over there. It's real. Yeah. One more time for you, Wilson. All right. So, for one, what really got me was when we saw them, we didn't even know they were bank guards, but they were uniform and everything. And I was like, this must be a bank. And we was like 4 or 5 of us because we were all military. But we didn't have any military outfits on. So they thought we were foreigners, which we were. But, you know, they're like, these guys aren't from here. That's what made us suspicious. They knew we weren't from there, you know? So they were just like, oh, but no, see, something's going down. You know what I'm saying? They were just like, these guys are foreigners. I know they're foreigners because there's nobody around here who looks like this. You know what I'm saying? So they were completely, they had both the same uniforms on, and the weapons that they had were, you can tell they've been used. Like you can tell they've been shooting these weapons. It was just amazing. So I'll do it one more time for you, bro. But when we were walking up, so this is the other side of the camera. This is us walking up. We see them, and I tell the people that I'm with, I'm like, whatever you do, don't look them in the eye. So this is us walking by. This is them. We was like, don't look at these dudes. We like, screw that. And this is them. This is them looking at us. Not a crack smile, no nothing. So we already knew what it was. We was like, we are not in Kansas anymore, Dorothy. We wasn't in Kansas anymore. We knew we was way out. Look, it didn't matter that we were U.S. military. One of us was Air Force, 3 of us was Army. You think that made a difference to them? Not one damn. And we have a base in Zaragoza. That didn't make a difference to them. They didn't care. Another thing is the airport wasn't far from there. So anybody coming off the airport, anything can happen. Anything. You know, the airport is where they're coming and going. They can get away at the airport. Anything can happen. It was like, no, we're not having that. We don't know who you are. You know what I'm saying? It was real, bro. So I was like, I'm good. I'm good, man. We was out of there that next day. Zaragoza, Spain. We was out that next day. I was like, I'm good. This is Spain that we're talking about. This is the land of the conquistadors. This is the land of the people who were about to conquer England, but they couldn't get through the rocky waters of the English Channel. Oh, yeah, no doubt. Yeah. Oh, I still use Army training for stuff. You know what I'm saying? These are the Spaniards. These are the Spaniards who tried to take over the world at one time. Okay? With all that, the so-and-so the fourth, so-and-so Louis the Fourth, and Louis the, you know, that was France. But nonetheless, they were going to take over France too. You know what I'm saying? They were going to take over the Queen of England, but they couldn't get past the rocky shores, and a lot of their ships sank. Sell you a Hummer, a hammer, a Hummer, shoot them things. Look, the Hummers that they use now on the streets and the Hummers that they use in the military, those are 2 different Hummers. Yeah, those are the same body shape and all that, but the stuff that, oh, a hammer? I don't know what, a hammer. Yeah, that's another word for gun. Yeah, I don't have a hammer. I gave up my gun a long time ago. Yeah, I don't have one, bro. They make you dangerous. They're more dangerous to you than you are with somebody else. Yeah, I get it. I've heard that slang before. Yeah, Zaragoza, Spain, man. The Spaniards killed 87 million Indians. Yeah. The Spaniards, man. They ain't no joke. Never been any joke either. You go to other people's hoods, man, you gotta be careful. Yeah, you gotta be real careful. You did what? What do you do for a living, Iceberg? Who's still here? Man in the clouds? Who's still here? There's 3 people here. Mitch, you still here? Mitch, tell us about your day, bro. What you do? Besides make love to one of your beautiful women. Mitch said he loves his white women. I bet you do, broski. Oh, construction? That's what's up. One of my homies do construction. Mm-hmm. Help build a couple of these bridges out here. Big ones. You be on that bridge on that prevailing wage. That prevailing wage is a monster. Sometimes you make 15, 20. Sometimes you make $7 an hour. I'm like, damn. Can't do it. I'm disabled. I'm 50 years old, man. I'm done. What I do is study. When I'm not talking to y'all, this is what I'm doing. And writing papers. That's what I'm doing when I'm not talking to y'all. You know, when the nighttime comes, around 7 o'clock, after I eat, I got to write papers. I got a 2-page paper to write tonight. I'll, get into it, read some information, whip out that paper, turn it in. I got another paper to do and a test. Have it all done by Sunday. Then I got some math to do tomorrow. Boom, it'll all be done. I got one kid. She grown. She live with her mom, though. She a grown woman, but she live with her mama, which is fine. Her mama married to some dude. That's fine. I don't even talk to him. Oh. Yeah, I don't even talk to him. They don't like me, and I'm okay with that. I look, there's a lot of people don't like me. You know what? I used to be like, well, y'all like me. Now I'm just like, you know what? Fine. Just don't bother me. Hell, I don't like you either. I'm at the age where I can just tell somebody I don't like them. And it don't bother me. You know what? I really don't like you, so I'm going to just stay away from you, and I'm going to go. Nah, it's me and the spiders, man. I don't have roaches. Oh, man, some roaches tried to get in here about 3 or 4 months ago because I brought somebody else's refrigerator in here and sold it. I saw them roaches, man, trying to get up in my cabinet. I went ham. Shoot, I went ham, bro. I went and bought every roach thing I could find to get rid of them things. I was like, oh, but no, see, we ain't having that, Mr. Roach. Like, nah, bro, we not doing that. Shoot, I got rid of that refrigerator so quick. Woo! I ain't playing that. I stopped selling them refrigerators because of that. I ain't dealing with them roaches, man. Once they get in, they in. They get to hide behind places you can't. Bro. I still be checking for them, and I know they ain't here, but yeah, nah, spiders, man. I be kicking their ass too. Hey, man, I'm gonna tell you something interesting about roaches. Roaches are easily, well, I can't say trained because we always think that we train in something to do what we want, but they learn people really, really well, real well. Case in point, man, when I was younger, I was about 27, I went to this lady's house. This lady was trying to date me, and I always thought she was weird. She was getting a doctorate degree, so I admired that. She was weird. Her mom was my teacher in college. Anyway, so her and I are around the same age. And, she had a kid, too. She had a kid. He was like 15, this big kid. He looked like a football player. He was huge, nonetheless. So we walk in the house, right? She opens the door. We walk in the house. And as soon as I walk in the house, close the door, I see her son, this big hulking 15-year-old, probably weighed 260. And then I look and see that he has no shoes on, right? But he's walking in the kitchen. and there's a streamline of roaches. I thought they were ants, but they were roaches. And wherever his foot went down, the roaches moved out the way. When his foot raised up, the roaches closed in on that area. And wherever his foot came down, the same thing happened. It looked like something out of a doggone animation. I couldn't believe my eyes. There was not one dead roach under that 260-pound man. They all literally would move out the way and move around him. So I was just like, okay, that's weird. Yeah, that's what I said. And I sat down, right? And when I sat down, one of the roaches crawled on me and I flicked it. And she said, Tony doesn't like my roaches. And I thought to myself, did this lady just say her roaches? Like, are these your pets? And the answer is yes. They had a coexistence. Those roaches were living there under a friendly coexistence. Like they weren't their pets and the humans weren't their pets. They were like, we live together. They didn't spray them. They weren't alarmed. This lady laid claim to these roaches. She said, my roaches. I was like, you got me messed up. I never saw her again. I never went back. But I gotta admire her. I gotta admire that. You know, because I was watching this thing on World Star where this lady's whole house was infested with roaches. And she had a cat. No. This lady had some huge ass roaches crawling all over her, in her hair, and everything. So these guys went in there to help clean up the roaches, and because her house was a mess. And I started thinking to myself, you're going in to clean up the roaches, but this lady has no complaints whatsoever. The cat didn't even complain. And when I say the roaches were all over the place, they were flooded. They were all over the wall and everything. But nonetheless, this lady lived there. They didn't drive her out of her house. They weren't eating her when they were crawling on her. They wasn't even bothering her. This lady didn't do like this not once. They were all over her. They knew exactly where to crawl and where not to crawl. Like if they would have crawled towards her mouth, she would have did like, they didn't do that. They didn't crawl all in her face. They were in her hair. And they came down. And it was like you ever see those people with bees and the bees be on their beard. That's exactly what it was like. Except it was an old lady and the cat wasn't even bothered. Listen, that cat could have took off a long time ago. There was nothing stopping that cat from leaving. That cat was just like, I'm good. These are roaches. This is what they do. Boom. And it just made me start thinking like, wow, like we can't get you. That was on World Star Hip Hop. But yes, I've seen some stuff. But it just made me realize that humans and roaches can have a coexistence. It's just creepy. It's because we're not used to it. You don't want to see roaches climbing all over your stuff, but what if you had roaches so bad that one, you couldn't get rid of them? I've been there before. We actually had to move and burn the whole place down. But what if you had roaches so bad you couldn't leave and you couldn't get rid of them? But nonetheless, the roaches didn't bite you. They just ate your food. But what if the roaches didn't eat all of your food? Like, what if you had a sandwich and you took that sandwich and you put it on a plate? Like, I got food right here. I have food right here. You know what I'm saying? If my whole place was full of roaches and I made some food, put the food right here, and not one damn roach touched that food as long as it was there, that is a peaceful coexistence. That's a peaceful coexistence. They know that I'm going to eat that food. And if they touch that food, I'm going to lose it. I'm going to be mad as fire. Now, what they can do is ask for it in some kind of way. I'd be like, all right, I'm going to give you all this. But that's a peaceful coexistence. And I think that's what was happening in these situations. It's weird, but I think that's exactly what was happening with this lady and her son and this other lady I saw on World Star Hip Hop. I think they had an agreement. It's really, really weird, but I think that's exactly what happened. They had an agreement. You can live here all you want to. Just don't eat my food, and don't bother me while I'm sleeping. Don't crawl in my ears. None of that. The minute you do any of that, I'm going to have at that ass. It's going to be raid all day. Other than that, do what you do. Hell, you're keeping the neighbors away. I ain't like them no way. Y'all ever seen a movie called Joe's Apartment? Look at the movie Joe's Apartment. Like, it's a movie and it's funny, but it's like, this is some reality right here. Like, it really goes down like this. I wouldn't have believed it if I wouldn't have saw it myself. They didn't have not one roach trap in their house. That lady didn't have any roach. She wasn't trying to kill the roaches. The boy didn't look down and say, oh my God, there's a bunch of roaches at my feet. We want to talk about the calves now. Mitch, I have a funny feeling that it doesn't take the Cavs winning anything for you to get drunk. Yeah, bro, it was a peaceful coexistence. So here in Ohio, the raccoons have been turning into zombies. I'm going to say that one more again because I know y'all didn't hear me. Here in the state of Ohio, the raccoons have been turning into zombie-like creatures. And what they've been doing is they've been walking up to people and their pets, standing on on 2 feet like a bear, standing up, and it's showing their teeth at the people. And when the people, and then they chase the people in the house. And then they're at the door showing their teeth. And then after they do that, they fall on their back and start acting crazy. There's been 14 cases called in by the police in 1 week. $357 don't. Okay, so here's a fact. Though they don't have rabies. It's something else that happens to them when they overpopulate. When there's too many of them, it's something that happens to them, some weird disease that they get. And then once so many of them die off or they get killed off, then it stops. And it happens all over like years later. Isn't that some scary issue? I'm like, I'm not trying to get bit by any of you little nigglets. Like, there's going to be a problem y'all come around here because I'm going to put a baseball bat to you. But you know, raccoons aren't afraid of humans at all. Like, they'll go toe-to-toe with the human. I've seen it happen. The guy had a bat. He had a broom. He was trying to beat the raccoon back, but the raccoon kept coming at him. Like, yeah. He was just like, God. Nah, you're right. 357 in the house. I'm going to roast one of them. They're going to have some hot water or something come at them because I'm not playing with them. Like, we got some stray cats out here. And the stray cats will come right up on your porch asking for food. My neighbor used to feed them, but I don't feed them. I'm allergic to cats. You're going to have to get out of here with all that. I'm not, Iceberg, I'm not trying to have none of that. I be looking at them cats like, don't you come over here. Because I don't know what you've been eating. I don't know if you're angry. All I know is I'm too slow to run from you. And I will bust your whole ass right now if you come over here and mess with me. Because I wear Timberlands. Know this. And I'll bust your whole front with my Timbs right now. Right here. Size 13, all in your mouth. Right now. That's my weapon. I ain't got no gun. But you gonna get some Timbs today. I will stump a mud hole on one of these animals out here. I don't play. Timbs and Levi's. We're not having that conversation. So they know not to come over and mess with me. They just kind of look at me. I just kind of look at them. Sometimes we be having a staring contest. I'd be like, all right, then. And then I go on about my way. I just want to see what you was, if you had a problem today. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not the neighbor. I'm not I'm not feeding you. I just want to see if you wanted some type of issue because you was about to see these Timbs. I just cleaned them too, but I'll get them dirty again. I ain't playing with none of them. Anyways, man, I'm about to get out of here. It was cool hanging out with you guys. I'm going to go take a nap. And about 7 o'clock, I get up and I'm going to get with these papers. I'm just tired. Go check the mail. I got to check the mail. Check the mail. Got to check the mail. Check the mail. I got to check the mail. Check the mail. Yeah, I got to check the mail. Why not? You guys be safe out there, man. Yeah, bro. The thing about me, man, is I lived a whole lifetime already. You know what I'm saying? I lived a whole lifetime and I'm only 50 years old. So that's why I have so many stories, because I've had so many women. You know what I'm saying? I've loved and lost and loved all over again. You know, I've had people love me. I've loved people. I've seen a few different countries. And like I said, I have lived a whole lifetime. And I'm just now finishing my degree in May. This year, because I don't know if I'm going to get past statistics. But nonetheless, when I get my degree, it's just going to all start all over again. You know, you're thinking, what's your degree going to do? Well, it's going to allow me into some doors that if you don't have a degree, you can't get into. And I don't plan on necessarily going to work for somebody. I just plan on doing something with the degree that I get. You know? Plus, I don't want to be on disability for the rest of my life. Right now, I'm on disability. But, you know, I want to try to apply my degree. And I can make some serious money doing it, especially when you have a degree in healthcare administration. I mean, the starting salary in some of these places is like $50,000. For somebody with no kids, no wife, no bad habits, no nothing, living in a 2-bedroom, $50,000 is a lot of money, especially when you know how to budget like I do. Okay, that's what's up. Send me a link. Yeah, send me a link. Truth out loud. But that's what I'm saying, man. I just be chilling, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to go ahead and get on out of here, you guys, man. God loves you guys. Take it easy. Peace.